Do you want some good news? Because I've got quite a bit. How do you know you've reached the bottom of the barrel? Well, how about this for an example? It takes something, doesn't it, when the leader of Hamas, which many see as a terrorist organisation, has rejected the interference or input of Tony Blair in the running of Gaza post-war. I'll read you what it says in the Express because it's full of bloody advertising. Hamas have slapped down former Labour Prime Minister Tony Blair with a firm rejection to him taking any role overseeing post-war running of Gaza. Speaking to Sky News, Dr. Bassem Naim, described as a senior official within Hamas, said the ex-British Prime Minister would not be welcome. Now, who would ever thought you'd agree with this organisation? He added that many people in the Middle East and Muslims had bad memories of Mr. Blair because he sent British troops to war in both Iraq and Afghanistan. Speaking to Sky News reporter Yalda Hakim, Dr. Naim said when it comes to Tony Blair, unfortunately we Palestinians, Arabs and Muslims, maybe others around the world, have bad memories of him. Yeah, actually I have to agree with that. I get so many comments from people who cannot stand Tony Blair because of his reputation. Because I think, was it 1 million people marched in London against the war in Iraq and they still went in looking for weapons of mass destruction, come back to catapults and a slingshot. Thing is, does the political establishment not actually see what we see with someone like Tony Blair? And now he's interfering in digital ID. Have you seen that clip where he and Larry Ellison are talking? I mean, these are barmy, aren't they? These are control freaks. Nobody's voted for Tony Blair, just runs a think tank, but he's loaded. And his son looks like he stands to make a bit of money out of this digital ID. The digital ID is flawed, completely flawed. The mechanism that they're choosing is flawed. It's open to abuse, yet Tony Blair's backing it. And Larry Ellison's backing it because Larry Ellison believes that we'll be monitored 24/7. He actually says in his clip that, well, what will happen is if you want like a private moment where you go into the toilet, I do not, we won't actually switch the cameras off, but we won't record them. Oh, so who's on duty then? Who sees it when you go into the toilet? Go into the toilet. I've put it up as a short on my videos. Have a look. You can't believe these. Who are they? Who voted for this? A technocrat and well, it's not a failed politician. Depends how you look at failed. Failed because I don't like him, because I don't like what he did. I don't like what he did to the country. I don't like the way he raped it with money. I mean, Thatcher built it all up and Tony spent it all and then buggered off and left us in the hands of Gordon Brown. Do you remember him, Wycliffe High? Gordon Brown, who called that woman a bigot because she didn't like him. And he'd still got his mark switched on. Then sold up gold off like it were on bloody eBay. I mean, these characters, who do they think they are? So, let me read you this. This is a snippet from David Davis MP. You know he's made a big song and dance about, oh, India's transition to digital ID and it was voluntary, everybody wanted it. That isn't true. They were subjected to digitalisation and it's quite clear that it happened first with cash and then they're moving over to the ID. But what they don't tell you is Keir Starmer, no Indian officials will ever admit to you that 815 million Indians' details were available for sale on the dark web since 2023. Lots of risk and weaknesses have been exposed in India's Aadhaar and governing Huday systems. Now, you're telling me that we're going to do any better? This is India. This is 815 million people's personal information was sold on the dark web. I mean, they don't tell you that when he's grandstanding about what a great success it is. So I'm sorry, digital ID, all your private information about yourself, everything you do, your buying habits, who your friends are, your health records, your finances are all going to be in a one login. It's so wide open to abuse. Even Plantier, a worldwide digital company who's used to this, it's a tech company, have said that the way that Keir Starmer's trying to do it is completely flawed. Do we need any more proof that we don't want this in our life? The fact that Tony Blair's behind it, that's your first red flag in it. That's one flag in the ground. Red flag, Tony Blair, no thanks. I mean, when you've got somebody like Hamas refusing to deal with him, who do these people think they are, willing these characters out year after year? I'll tell you, that was on Keir Starmer's thread. I've checked it. You can Google it. There were 815 million Indians details for sale on the dark web. Here's what David has to say. Government ID photos of around 70,000 Discord users worldwide have been stolen after hackers breached the security of an age verification company. If these tech companies can't keep our data safe, what hopes does Whitehall have in keeping digital ID safe? Ask yourself this: how comfortable would you be with the government amassing all your personal data? Do you trust them enough to keep it safe? And he's written an article in the Daily Mail, and I suggest you read it. If you want to bypass the paywall, the best way to do it is to go on Twitter and go on to David Davis's page and then just grok it, go onto that grok symbol and say, what does the article say? And it'll give you a summary, which is much easier than going through all their tripe and advertising. We've got to fight back with this digital ID, because this is the drawbridge going up now. I'm pulling the drawbridge up. I don't want all my personal details out. It's, one of the reasons people have privacy settings on WhatsApp and Facebook and Twitter. It's one of the reasons you have a password. It's one of the reasons. Would you like people to be able to get into your bank account easily? Because all your details are going to be up for grabs. And if 815 million people in India had their details for sale on the dark web, don't forget, once that cock-up happens, there's no going back. You can't unrectify that mistake. If you smash your car, you can take it to a body shop and they'll repair it, come back as new. Once your details are out, they're out. That's what we've got to remember. You can't get them back. And even if you do, they're out. That's it. You only get one chance not to be out in the public domain. So the best way to do that is for us to deal with each instance, whether it's our bank, we do it with our bank one-to-one, we do it with our social media one-to-one, we do it with our healthcare professionals one-to-one, and it's all compartmentalised and private, and that's the way we need to keep it. We're not Europeans, we're not going to take these ID cards like they have. Let's face it, they let somebody in a pair of boots walk through their countries during World War II, didn't they? If it weren't for us stepping in, where would Europe be now? Oh, probably all speaking German. So, digital ID, connected to Tony Blair. Tony Blair's not popular, even with a supposed terrorist organisation. I'm careful with my wording. Can we say any more than that?